Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to almost our last, hopefully, our second last burn down for 113. Monday is still targeted to be the release date. Everything looks green. I'll let Josh handle the CI signal section. But as of this morning, I'm not seeing any new cherry pick requests come. That's critical urgent. And we are still on track to cut RC2 later today. I was targeting it for 5 p.m. as usual, but if I don't see any traffic or any requests, we will probably cut it a little early, around 3-ish or so. Other than that, we had more release notes and docs updates happening yesterday. We'll wait for the leads to give an update in their section. With that, CI signal, Josh.
Nothing new. At this point, we can't watch the upgrade board anymore because it's pretty clear that something that went in after we lifted code freeze broke a whole bunch of tests. That'll be lots of fun for Maria and others next cycle if it doesn't get fixed before the holidays. But for the 113 tests, blocking is passing with the usual flakiness. We have a new flake in the soak test. And the GKE tests are all still failing, but that's nothing new. So pretty much what we've been looking at for the last week.
Yeah, looks like the storage.
The cleanup, right. I'm going to say, the cleanup on the storage stuff did fix that one set of issues, but the subpath stuff is still flaking for the reasons that Michelle explained.
Yeah, especially that unmount one, I'm seeing it in multiple places. Probably, Maria, a good thing is to get together with SIG storage even before 114 kicks off to get an ETA on what are the PRs that's pending that they're tracking for these, and then get an ETA on that so that you might have a cleaner 114 to begin with at least.
Yeah. The big thing is going to be to work with test infra and then pretty much all the SIGs to do an overhaul and modify all the tests that are depending on event messaging in any larger parallel test. Because a lot of our non-storage flakes look like that could also be the problem.
Cool. And yeah, the chronic flake spreadsheet will definitely help at least seed this conversation as to which test to look at. One news is the HTTP to HTTP2 switch issue. GC rolled out a fix yesterday, and those things went green. All the tests went green as of the last few runs. So that was a clear GC issue. And the load balancer affinity, I still see it flake. Yeah. Anything else, Josh? I see you've muted.
Oh, I just realized my video's not on here. Yeah. I mean, you can see the issue and SIG Network's response about that. According to them, it's a known flake. For that matter, looking at it over the length of the history we have, whatever is the 3.5 months that we have, it's not actually particularly more frequent than it has been. Well, no, wait. No, that is the one that is more frequent. Yeah, double the frequency. But they say it's because we're running more tests in the same job and not because any particular thing. And so that's like an example of one of the ones that I'm wondering about whether that one is also depending on event messaging. Yeah. And that's why it's failing more frequently now.
Yeah, and see, I saw the frequency increase in 112 too. So, but 111 is not as flaky as 112 and 113 are.
Yeah, well, I was looking more over time rather than which branch it's attached to, if you follow me.
Yeah.
And if it is flaking more over time, even in the old branches or even in an old branch, that would be another argument for it being a matter of changes to the test environment rather than changes to the code. Unless it's something that went in a patch release. But SIG Network is convinced that it doesn't represent a change to the load balancer code, that this is strictly a testing environment thing.
Yeah. Aaron had his hand up. Yes, Aaron?
Yeah, I was wondering if it sounds like you've identified events as a cause of flakiness, which is in some text guide somewhere. Do we have an issue open to track down and identify and audit our tests for this anti-pattern?
No, not yet. It's in the retro, but there's no issue created for it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make one. And there's definitely going to be an ongoing discussion at the Contributor Summit about code health and test flakiness and project health in general. I think it'd be
If I don't have a time conflict, I'll show up for that. And if I do have a time conflict, I'll give you my write-up.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's it for CI Signal. Sorry.
Cool. Next up, issues, Nico. Just got muted there. Nico, looks like you're muted.
Yeah. Hi, I just joined. I didn't listen. You referred to me. Yeah, 0 PRs, 0 issues. It's all good to go for Monday.
Cool. Yeah, the other enhancement PR, enhancing the test PR for the for one other thing that was there in the critical urgent, that one got moved out to mostly a patch release. But I let Tim and Alexandra go through. There were a bunch of PRs that are queued up for the patch. So Tim, I leave it to you and Alexandra to decide when the first patch release seems possible, given that it's holidays and CI is also not stable at this point as much as we'd want it to be. So.
Yes, CI obviously is a concern, but we're thinking weighing historical time delta to the first one plus KubeCon plus holidays and not making a release on a weekend. If we were to make a release about 9 days after on December 12th, that would kind of thread all of those other windows, hopefully, but CI would be a major question still there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, I will not record any time until you guys get a chance to, you know.
Yeah, it's on the YouTube, but
yeah, it's true.
Just along those lines, and I guess related to what Nick was saying, like I do see a number of issues that are open with the V113 milestone.
Yeah.
Many of them are of kind flake. So I'm wondering from a CI signal perspective, if these issues should now be kicked out from this milestone because they pertain to the master branch only, or if they should remain in the 113 milestone because they are pertinent to the 113 branch only.
Josh, I can answer, but then I'll let Josh, do you want to take that first?
Because from my perspective, us as a team, we now only care about the 113 blocking dashboard, with the exception, maybe, of the scale testing, but I guess we're happy with that.
There's scale testing for the 113 branch.
Not the 5,000 node job.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, historically, you really want to make sure you got 5,000 node job, and we're all happy there. We're comfortable. We're comfortable that no more changes that go in will affect scalability or performance or anything like that.
Yeah.
But all of the other failures, with the exception of any upgrade jobs that have
You're breaking there, Aaron.
We should no longer care about, nor should the patch release. Right. My internet connection is unstable. We shouldn't care unless they're on the one branch. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get the last part of that. Yes, and there's no way for us to easily say if those upgrade job failures are only 113 related or not?
I don't know if the text came across any better. This is helpful for us, and it's helpful for the patch release team to triage. And it's helpful for me to understand for 114 what we're going to have to deal with.
Yeah. And the because one of the weird things about the the fourth quarter release cycle is that we effectively have this big gap, most of it occupied by holidays, between the release of 113 and the official sort of launch of 114, because in other cycles we only have about a week gap. So I think one of the things that we want to do, that probably Maria and I want to do immediately after KubeCon, if not sooner, is in fact file issues on all of the master failures. Because otherwise, some of them nobody will even look at them until mid-January,
Yep.
Which won't help things at all.
So as part of that, are you also going to be triaging the ones that are open in 113 and then move it over? I'm assuming yes, right?
Yeah, I don't think we have that many that are 113 specific anymore. Those have largely been resolved. Probably what we'll be doing is changing the tagging on some things, because a lot of things that we've tagged as 113, as milestone 113, are actually general flakes that affect all branches since 112.
Yeah, the link there in the chat right now, I think, yeah, that lists the ones that are still on 113. Yeah, unless they still matter to 113 jobs. Yeah, I'll just take this list in the minutes and.
Yeah. I'm going to argue, though, that Aaron, unfortunately, this is effectively not a low activity time as far as CI signal is concerned, because we got a bunch of PRs merging after we lifted code freeze, and like I said, some of them were clearly destabilizing.
Yeah, no, sorry, I was talking about like the post KubeCon.
Got it. Okay.
Like,
yeah.
The massive trough that we see every year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always fun in the dev stats graph.
Cool. Okay. Sorry for.
I will capture the notes, the discussion in the notes, and whenever Josh and Maria, whenever you get to taking stock of the failing test, maybe this link, you can also look at stuff that's still in 113.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's going to be probably right after KubeCon.
Yep.
Unless Maria, are you going to KubeCon?
I will be there.
You will?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
if we get a chance, maybe we can sit down and just blow through stuff.
Yep.
That'd be awesome.
Looks like most of us are going to be there. We should probably have like a single
social.
112, 113, 111, like lunch or something. That'll be like awesome.
I feel like hard alcohol should be involved, but maybe that's just me.
Plus one.
On a softer side, at least for some of the folks, I've got T-shirts to hand out, so maybe I should coordinate. Like, everybody come get their T-shirt from the last release.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we can probably do that. I was planning, because I still have the gifts from 111, which are finally ready.
Awesome.
So I was actually planning on hauling those to the SIG release deep dive and letting everybody know.
Cool. Then probably we should just choose a day to meet over lunch or something and socialize. I'm hoping to have the 113, but that will be like super ambitious. If I still get the schwags in time for 113 by KubeCon, then I'll join you guys to distribute stuff. Awesome. Going back to the agenda, docs, Tim?
Hey. So we've still got a handful of open PRs. They're all, I think, pretty straightforward, and I'm hoping to knock them all out today. Most of them have to do with just doing some doc generation work, which again, I'll be knocking out today. So hopefully everything should be pretty smooth and looking good tomorrow.
Awesome. Do you mind linking to these PRs, Tim?
Oh yeah, sure thing. I actually just have a.
So that next time around, if the docs generation leader shadows want to see what happens at this time in the release, that'll be super useful.
Sure thing.
Awesome. And release notes, Mike. You've been like super busy this time of the release.
Yeah, it's been fun though, for sure, because this is when you get to interact with the most other people, which is always super fun. But there's a few folks that are very active about tagging different GitHub issues and stuff that come up that need a known issue or what have you. So, I mean, from a release notes perspective, if the release was cut right now, there would be formatted release notes with it. So right now it's kind of playing defense a little bit, not defense, but like reacting to things that come up. If a new known issue pops up, hopefully someone pings me. Feel free to ping me if anything like that comes up, and I'm happy to edit the doc. And usually just taking one run through the whole doc a day and trying to continue to copy edit as much as possible. And yeah, if anything comes up, please let me know. But so far, so good, ready for the release, and always a pleasure.
Cool. Thank you. And that brings us to comms next. Caitlin?
Yep, we're ready to push the blog post on Monday. I'll just have to get that PR in, and I'll need an approval from one of the docs maintainers, and otherwise we're good to go.
And that'll be after our burn down, right? Where we'll have the final go, no go?
Yes.
Awesome. Cool. And on that note, if everything looks good, I was planning on kind of starting the release sometime around noon. This is like from the discussion that we had even last retro. I kind of don't see a point waiting till the end of the day. So yeah, if that doesn't seem like a good idea, we'll make a call on Monday. And Cole, test infra, sorry, I kind of figured I dropped you from the agenda, figured there wasn't much update, but yeah, please.
Yeah, there isn't much update. Sorry, I'm late. Yeah, the merge queue is clearing really quickly, actually. We're almost empty. It's down to 5 PRs already, and it's only been 2 days, so that's really good.
Awesome. Yeah, I saw that the graph went pretty down yesterday. That's awesome. Great. That brings me to announcements, unless anybody has any questions or suggestions. Okay. A few quick things. Thanks to Kendrick for updating the enhancements handbook yesterday, which reminded me that we should probably remind others to do the same. So leads and shadows, please take this downtime to update your handbook so that we can have seamless handoff. I plan to, again, revive the how did we do the release doc. I had a bunch of items that I need to put in place and clean it up a little bit. So I'll do that. And also, the retro is now still targeted for next Thursday in the community meeting. Please add your thoughts, suggestions, feedback there. And about the 114 shadow selection process, we kind of have all the leads down for 114. Stephen and Josh were working together to draft up a lightweight sample questionnaire process for shadow selection. Josh, do you have any updates on this? If not, Stephen was going to join us on Monday.
Yeah. No, I wrote up my draft. Stephen and Tim said, hey, this looks good. And that's where it is right now.
Cool. Tim, do you have anything to add?
Nope.
Okay. Stephen promised to be here on Monday to give a rundown on this so that leads can think about and customize the questionnaire and start interacting with the potential shadows. Release theme, I haven't forgotten. I have one almost ready to go. I'm still waiting. I'm working with the swag folks to make sure that this can be converted into the swag that we have in mind. So I'll get an answer by today. And if that works, then Monday I'm sure to announce the release theme. If not, I have a backup theme that I will announce on Monday. So that's why there's a holdup. But we will mostly ring the release in on Monday with the theme. So an update there. That's all from me for today. Anyone else wants to add anything? Cool. If not, almost 8 minutes back. Yes. Cool. See you all and have a great weekend. Bye.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Yes.